Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be trying out the Goddess team with Aqua on dogs. So yesterday we tried out Megami with dogs. Of course she has stance removal, she's got a really powerful AoE skill. But now I want to try out Aqua with dogs as well, on dogs with the Goddess team, because she's actually quite good and she takes up the slot of like what would have been like a Red Sariel or a probably more like a greener lake, because she also has a cleanse skill as well, which is pretty handy. But full gear, we have HP defense, attack crit, HP defense, with of course the card set being increased attack related stats by 15% when everyone is of the same race. Of course, everyone here is a goddess. Let's get on with it. Here we are, first floor. Should be easy, very easy in fact. I want to see her damage. I want to see her stats and then her damage. That is what I'm interested in. None of these dogs are demons, I'm pretty sure. Fairy, nice. They look very much like a fairy. But yeah, we should be okay here. I want to see her stats. So 40,000 attack, 59,000 attack, 46,000 attack, 40,000 attack. Okay, so we'll hit him with a single target. We'll then, I'm pretty sure the melee Liz AoE should be enough to do damage cap next turn. Damage. She does have Retomio, because I wasn't sure if she'd be targeted or not. Melee Liz do have Mael as well to maximise their damage, and of course Mael has Sorry Link because he crits pretty frequently, so it's just worth giving him Sorry Link. There we go. And Margaret just got a 4 because my high CC character. There we go. Gambling, what's she at? She's at 2. Okay. I'm actually going to move double play. I feel like that's enough to kill, and I get my ult as well, which is also pretty handy. That is damage cap, thank you very much, Mael. 30%, I'm pretty... Is it 30% damage cap? It is. Okay, so we won't kill, but that's fine. For some reason I thought damage cap was 35%, but no. No, anything but Infect. Thankfully this seems really good against Infect, because we actually have 3 cleanse. We have 2 cleanse characters. Which is nice. It means then, once again, if something like this happens, where our normal cleanse character gets frozen, we can then remove that, which is pretty handy. And then we can just play the AoE, and then I'm also then just going to play another AoE on top of it. There we go. The Divine buff as well, which is pretty handy. Margaret kills, which is nice. And now onto the final phase, which we can just nuke with Mael's ultimate. Yeah, if I had more skills with Aqua, I would maybe try and go for hers. Yeah, we've got the dice reroll again. I do not need to melee Liz shield, it does basically nothing for the team. If they somehow survive, I'll be extremely impressed. It's actually really good damage from Margaret with that buff. There we go, and then Mael should absolutely nuke him. Thank you, Mael. Mael's damage is always going to be very good. Even at like 2-6, which is what mine is. She's a pretty good support. I feel like on the higher floors is where you'll really be able to see her impact. It's like Nidhogg, where you can quite easily tell her impact compared to like having, I guess even Red Margaret was really good, but she's also quite good on there as well. And now on to floor 2. With a team like this, we've actually also got a lot of healing. So not only do we have I'll say Margaret then. We have Aqua's healing from our healing skill. Melee Liz also heal us passively because we have a full team of goddesses, and at the start of every turn, we'll get healed. Of course, you know, the dog on the list always has Infect. Always on every floor, it will have Infect, which is irritating, but it is fine. We are going to buff up here. As long as we can kill the right dog before it stances up, I really have no problem. Sorry, the left dog before. As long as we kill the right dogs before the left dog stances up. That's what I was trying to say. There we go. It wasn't that hard. There we go. Not bad for a support character. Morris not doing bad either. Good damage. Very good damage. And now it's just left at 1 health. We do have a bunch of debuffs on us, but that's actually quite good, because we can cleanse with Margaret and get a crit damage boost and a crit chance boost, which is something Aqua desperately needs, as she's got basically minimal crit chance and minimal crit damage. She just have the highest crit defense in the game, like crazy high crit defense. Like, I don't know why your crit defense needs to be, you know, close. It's about 340% crit defense unbelievably not needed. She does have like no crit chance and no crit damage, but she does have decent pierce rate, which is fine. We'll kill here. I'll leave these melee skills actually unmerged. What I will do is I'll do something like this. And then I'll chuck the... Actually, I'll keep the AoE, and instead I'll just chuck out a cleanse. I'm just thinking more or less about... Okay, I'll stat boost everyone. Next phase I can just basically nuke it with melee Liz skills, which is what I really want to do. And yeah. Get a few Margaret stacks. Got the crit damage boost for Margaret, which is nice. Got Rejuvenate, which is not needed, because this team has already got like very high health. There we go, we've got a lot of healing there. We had Rejuvenate and Melee Liz's healing effect as well. So something we'll do is we will play these. So this should kill. 30%, once again I thought it was 35%, but that's fine. Margaret should be able to do the last 10%. Oh, with these. Oh my god, okay. Margaret's actually putting out quite good damage now, which is nice. It would be nice if I got some Aqua skills so I can actually use her. That isn't the recovery skill, preferably. I got one, thank goodness. We can cleanse up here. I can't melee Liz shield, okay, I forgot. So melee Liz shield, which also works through freeze, which is quite nice. It's one of the... I think it's the only shield in the game that actually works through freeze, which is pretty good. Because normally there are some buffs, and once again you can't apply a buff to a frozen or a petrified character. And then we'll just chuck these two out as well. This won't kill, but it will do a lot, which is what we want. There's lots of damage. Margaret's damage is actually really good. I didn't realize how good Margaret really was. This is with HP defense. I could have switched her to attack crit, and maybe I should have switched her to attack crit to maximize the damage some more. But to be honest, I don't think she really needed it. I don't understand the Margaret hate. Why does it keep targeting Margaret with the freeze? I know the game. I know it doesn't choose, but sometimes it feels like it chooses a little bit. Can't even break the shield. This team's just too bulky. We also all got the heal bag. I'll cleanse, so we don't have any debuffs on us. We'll kill there, and then we will get the Aqua windscreen. Hopefully, preferably. If she doesn't kill, I'll be very sad. Margaret's gonna kill because she is 6'6", and she is a UR. She's an LR. We'll say UR base. Damage cap with the level 2 is not bad. It's actually pretty good. I do really like all of their like windscreens and like all the way the character designs are all very true to their character, which is what I love. And yeah, her damage isn't bad when you get a damaging skill, but of course you've got to get a damaging skill first. But that is sort of like Margaret, but it's always going to be a roll of a dice. No pun intended, because of course Aqua has a dice skill. But anyway, now on to floor 3. I probably should have mentioned this at the start of the video. If you don't have Dark Mael, you can just use Light Mael. Light Mael is also very good. Of course, you don't get the damage low and all that kind of stuff. As long as you have Light Mael's Relic, you will be completely fine. Light Mael is a very powerful AoE skill, like the Dark Mael, and also it's a very good single target when you start getting the Relic stats up, and you get everyone else's buffs going. So yeah, don't worry about it if you don't have him. You can use the other Mael, no problems. Preferably you do want Melee Liz. If not, LR Liz will do. Of course, you do sort of do want Margaret, if not like Green or Late, I guess, is going to be your next best bet. Just because she has a cleanse skill and a ult gauge removal, which may be pretty handy, especially if you don't have the most premium team. We'll just chuck all the AoE, chuck all the useless skills out basically, apart from my L. I'm just doing that for hand space. Damage is decent. It is very decent for a support character. Currently, I believe she's I think Goddess is like the best team in the game at the moment with her, because she's just so irritating to deal with. You know, you got a revive guaranteed. If you're 2-6 and you ult, your entire team gets a revive. It's kind of stupid. Melee Liz already have revive. Just a revive spam. We actually got a lot of skills for my team, which is pretty good. Okay, we are going to cleanse with Margaret. I was going to cleanse with Aqua, but then I wouldn't get the crit chance crit damage boost from LR Margaret's passive. That's what I was trying to say. And then we'll get rid of all these as well. So we'll cleanse up here, mainly for the boost. I probably should save the shield till turn 2, and then I get the buff on the next phase. But of course, I'm not smart like that. There we go, we kill. Margaret kills. Not surprised, it did actually have buffs, which means that Margaret actually got an attack boost, which is pretty handy. She got frozen again. Like every other time prior, she got frozen. Is this the 35% one? Or am I thinking about Nidhogg? I may be thinking about Nidhogg. I am. I actually can't kill without cleansing her, and so then I still can't kill this turn. we'll do this. Here we go. Really good damage though. Once again, another set of good damage, and then another damage cap. Now it's left at 10%. We could also get a Golden Margaret skill at this point. Frozen melee, I'm more than okay with them being frozen. Isn't that meant to defense lower me? Did the game just bug out? That oh, it's disabled. Oh, Margaret disabled it, and it actually worked. I didn't realize that the dog on the right could actually be like affected by anything. That's actually cool to know. I've never really used Margaret for this, so I wouldn't really have known, but it's nice to know. We'll get her ult, and then we'll just chuck... I don't actually want to chuck any of these skills. I'll just chuck out another recovery skill, because I don't think it's really needed. There you go. Decent damage, not damage cap, but still decent damage. There we go, get some more buffs. We've also got now her ultimate, which gives my entire team a revive, which is pretty handy. But it's not really needed, because this team is extremely bulky. She also got frozen now, so that's even more useless. So we'll do this. We will then golden buff, and I want a golden buff, and then hit her ult, and then see what damage we're going to be doing. And then we'll use a melee Liz AoE skill as well. So there's going to be a huge damage increase now. Nice damage cap with both skills, so an improvement. Maybe not damage cap on the right one, but definitely damage. Oh my god! Buff disable. Why? I got like the worst debuffs I could have. If this was recovery disable, I'd be screwed. But I don't think you can actually get recovery disable. It seems really good with bulk though. Really, really good with bulk. And because we always got level 1 cleanse skills. Of course, RNG could completely screw us over, but because we have 2 characters with level 1 cleanse skills, it's actually much easier. You don't have to deal with debuff spam all the time. And melee Liz just do melee Liz things. There we go. It's actually a really good team. Would I say it's better than Fairy's team? Maybe it's not as quick, but I feel like if they add like another really good DPS goddess, like a Tristan, for example, you can replace Margaret with Tristan, and then you've got a really, really good team. She's got cleanse already, so you don't need cleanse. You know, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, generally not a bad character. Would I recommend running this team? If you're struggling to complete it, this is a very good team. It's got a lot of bulk to it. It's very mindless. You know, none of my team dropped below 90% health the entire time. That is mainly because like this team's, once again, like I said, really good bulk, and it's also filled with lots of newer characters. But if you are looking for substitutes, you preferably want to run Margaret. If you don't have Margaret, Green Allay or Red Soriel will do. The Stance Red Soriel, that one. If you don't have Dark Mail, Light Mail, completely fine. And if you do not have Melee Liz, LR Liz will be completely fine. Of course, that's if you're running Arca as well, and then you've still got double cleanse if you're running Green Allay. It's just not level 1 cleanse, but it's still decent. Anyway, thank you for watching, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.